Where's the column coming from? Below, above, or what kind of column of energy? It's a great question because don't even think about any of that. You just imagine it's there. Again, you're trying to think about it and make it happen. You're just setting the intention. That's the key in all this. Consciously, you go, I want an Eye of God column of energy, miraculous self, bring it in. So it's really key that if you go, well, is it coming up? Is it going down? I mean, these are normal kind of questions, but that's because you're trying to think it into existence. And you might be able to do that. It's not going to be anywhere near as good as if you let your miraculous self do it. So, great question. I saw lots of nails and sparks flying off and out of me towards the EOG. Oh, Eye of God and magnets. Wonderful feeling. When I'm doing clearing, I've noticed visions of people I know pop up. Yeah, a lot of times it'll be connected to people. Almost always. So sometimes you may see images of them. My Eye of God transformed from a column to a huge waterfall, which is great. Just again, whatever imagery your unconscious mind wants to use. So Jeanette, again, it's not coming from you at all. So it's not coming from your third eye, into your third eye, anything. It exists out in the universe. This is like the gold energy. It exists independently of you. Energy follows your thoughts and intention. If you let your miraculous self call upon the energy, it appears. Our minds want to make it harder than that. It's that simple. It's an energy that exists. It will show up if you give it permission to show up, and your miraculous self will figure out how to do it. Okay, keep scrolling. I'm feeling calmer and calmer with this process. Great. Sometimes nothing comes up to clear. Yeah, sometimes there may be nothing left. Not sure what to make of it, but feeling like some problems are not there anymore. Yeah, sometimes there's lots and lots of stuff that you have to do over days, and other times it just clears. I just answered this, but I'll answer it again. And I realize, again, with the energy, everybody gets spacey. So magnets pull energies out of your space. Eye of God column dissolves programming, karma, beliefs, things that those energies are hooking into. So the Eye of God is for dissolving the Velcro, the things hook into. The magnets are then releasing the energies that were hooked into the Velcro. So let me know if that helps. I saw a lot of laser beams from the Eye of God clearing a lot of blocks, and now I feel even better. That's helpful. You're welcome. And these are great questions. And again, I forget sometimes that we're all getting in these trancey states. So you hear something, but it can be hard to remember it. And the thing about energetic NLP is how easy it is, but we're just not trained to let it be easy. We're trained, I have to figure this out, I have to know how to do it. And for this, we're turning that over to our miraculous self. I forget the exact expression, but there's some saying about your job is to decide what you want, and then how it happens is none of your business. And what they're talking about in terms of manifestation, that you get clear on what you want, and then you let the divine help you create it. So in this case, there's incredible energies around that we can draw upon, but you don't have to do it consciously. That consciously you set your intention, your miraculous self figures out the how and does the work. Okay, I am sure people let me just figure this out here. We're going to take our meal break pretty soon. And I'm sorry I didn't give you a break earlier. I got all caught up in everything. But if you can wait about another 10 minutes, then we'll take a break. And that'll give you time to process things over lunch. Actually, Nandini, if you're there, would you go ahead and unmute? I think you're there. Yeah, oh, I see you, yes.
I'm here.
Hi, Nandini.
Hi, Al.
Oh, I think you're
Yeah,
muted. Oh,
yeah.
oh, you're unmuted now.
Can you see me?
I'm not hearing you.
Oh, I'm unmuted?
Yeah, now you're fine. Now you're fine.
Yeah.
So before we go to lunch, and as I told you yesterday, I'm going to keep talking about the M Club because we're going to be starting that again in a couple of months, and it only opens up once a year. And so one of my goals is to help people understand what it is so you can get a sense of whether it's going to be a fit for you. So I just thought maybe just for a few minutes, Nindi, you could talk a bit about what were the benefits you got out of being in the M Club?
Absolutely. M Club, Energetic NLP, M Art, Energetic NLP, and M Club. That order just really transformed my life. And since we were talking about the emotions, I just want to focus on how it helped me. Like, when I remember, like, you talk a lot about clearing our emotions. You did in ENLP too, and then also in M Club. And I was fortunate to be part of M Club 1 and 2 because of your generosity. And when I noticed how I was when I first, what my thought, where my focus was, internal focus was, and then 2011, 2012 when it hit, and then now, like, I'm a completely different person. And like how you focus, like, joy as the foundation of spiritual being, that I can feel it, not all the time, but then I can sense and I can feel it underneath that. With, in the past 4 years, like, I've lost both my parents. And in spite of all that, like, it was there. And I can only say energetic NLP and then working with you Art after losing my dad. And that has really helped me enormously. So, and that is the intangible and the internal and just the way of my being. And on a practical level, like, I've shared in my video also, like, just grounding people I was talking to on the phone, like my mom and my sister and my dad, like, with all this stuff that's going on. My sister is also on the call.
No,
She'll
yes.
vouch for that. And then, and then meetings. Oh my God, like, I never step into a meeting without setting up the room and the people in, not to manipulate, but it's just to bring in the ease and have all the M's, dialogue and for the best outcome. And we always seem to finish meeting on time and we have actionable items coming out of it. And
It's a miracle.
yeah, I mean, it is. It's fabulous. Also, like Art also shared, like, a couple of times, not only once I didn't do that. I rushed into meeting because that was the day I was rushing to leave for LA for
Right.
in-person Daima. And that's the day I didn't set up the room, and I went, and it was horribly long. And then there was a lot of blame and pointing finger, and then I quickly tried to salvage it, but then it was okay. Like, I was just frantically trying to ground everyone and then set up the room. So that's a huge lesson learned. And that's one of the most practical applications of NLP. And for me, the most important is that's the practical application, and it's just the way of being. Like, it's just part of my life. Like, I never go to bed without clearing, setting up my room, and I never get out of bed without clearing and setting up the day. And it has allowed me more energy within myself, in my thoughts, and in my space and internal space.
I like the way you described it.
I'll be
Like,
gushing.
you
Yeah.
know, that
Yeah.
it changes your way of being, and it just gives you
Yeah.
all these ways. Like you need to about changing, setting the energy before you go to sleep, and clearing, and just doing the same thing in the morning, and being able to do it like with work or family and ourselves. It just changes everything.
And I never seem to get, thank God for NLP again. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to jinx it by saying I never get stuck in any one particular state for more than a few minutes. Like,
Yeah.
it used to be days, and then it was hours, and then now it's just a few minutes, and then now, like, less than a minute or two. Like, and I said, okay, fine. Like, let's clear that, and then let's bring in clarity to what's happening, so that something can be done about it.
Yeah, to me, that feeling like I never have to be stuck again, because I was somebody who was stuck for years, and most people get stuck in emotional states, and you realize without suppressing or denying the emotional state, you can work with the energy and change it, and you never need to get stuck again.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Art. Like, and the people I met, like, they're friends for life, and I've brought in good friends, and then made wonderful lifelong friends in energetic NLP.
Yeah, it's such a wonderful group of people, and it's one of the things that I think it's hard for me to help people to understand is one of the best things about the M Club is you're part of this incredible community for the rest of your life that people help and support each other. And to me, it's like, I've always had friends who will listen to my problems, maybe give me advice, or at least go, oh, poor Art or something. But the people I know from energetic NLP can do all that, but they can also go, well, let's work with the energy, let's change things. And we'll help you with the problems and the opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, and another reason I keep coming back is like, as you grow, the energies you bring in, like, as you evolve, you allow us that. And I just love being here. Like, this is my, God, 6th or 7th diamond. Like, it's just, I absolutely love it. And thank you for allowing this and giving us this very generous gift.
Oh, well, thank you. And it's such a privilege to become friends and have you, part of the community and a friend to me. And I just feel so honored by that.
Yeah. And so I want everyone to be part of this, and I want people to feel that relaxed freedom from within.
It's great. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for the people that are asking, this afternoon I will talk about, I'll give you a link, and I'll talk about how you can find out more about the M Club. And I want you to know there's not going to be any pressure on it. So I attend a lot of programs, as a participant, and a lot of times they go, well, you have to decide by Sunday at 3 or something. And I don't know about you, I hate that. I really hate it. And I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to really encourage people to make a decision, because I don't know about you, there's a lot of things that I wish I had done sooner, or maybe I never did them because I was like, well, maybe I'll do that later. So I appreciate when people have that kind of a deadline, that they're trying to help me make a decision one way or another. Either, as the expression goes, blank or get off the pot kind of thing. But I just want you to know, I'm not going to be doing that. We will talk about it this afternoon. There's no deadline this weekend or anything like that. So it's just something that if it resonates with you, I'll explain more about it, how you get more information about it, and a bit more about how you would benefit from it. And but again, there's nothing that you're going to need to decide right away. If you do decide right away, that's great, but there's no need to do that right away. So we're going to go to lunch. We're going to be doing some. I will. After lunch, I will talk some about the M Club more. I will. We will do some really powerful energy work. Well, I need to ground too. Ground, all right. So there's a lot we're going to do this afternoon. If you can stay for the coach-a-thon at the end. Those of you who stayed last time, if you were really glad you stayed, put a Y in the chat to let people know. And I know it's late for some of you, but if you can stay for it, we do a lot in the coach-a-thon part. So you're going to have a 30-minute, let me just double check that I got the time right. Oh yeah, so when we come back from lunch, we're going to get into small groups again and do some more work that way, so that you get more and more comfortable with being able to work with energy, and that you get more healing from that. So we'll do that. I'll talk a little bit about the M Club. We'll do some more energy work. So we've got a lot to do this afternoon. So go ahead and take 30 minutes, move, stretch a little bit, drink water, and we'll see you in 30 minutes. And thank you, everybody. See you in 30 minutes. Questions from this morning or yesterday, or anything to share, or if you had a big aha over lunch or a little aha, feel free to do it. Or if you're just feeling good, you can put that in the chat. How's that for being open-ended? Feeling good, lovely, contented energy. Great. Really good, feel great. Relaxed, grateful. I'm glad you put in grateful. I'm grateful for all of you. Not sure I said that yet. I still want to say it now. Feeling a little lightheaded, but great as well. Yeah, and just, that's pretty normal. And I'll say it again at the end of the day, but right now, just even plant the idea that if you're doing anything that requires safety, your miraculous self will make sure you're grounded, safe, and alert. Feeling great, grateful, sending out spiritual emails because I'm already a different person. I don't know. Thanks for showing up. That's great. I'm enjoying this so much in spite of being cast out of the internet world multiple times and missing a lot. Very grateful. Let me underline what Sherry just said. The energy will keep working with you. So if you do get knocked out, just assume the energy will keep working with you. We're all very interconnected when we're working together. And something I really want to stress is your miraculous self knows what I'm going to do before your conscious mind does. Sometimes even before I know. So realize we're all very interconnected. If you get knocked off, let us know. Olive, yeah, if you'd unmute. And again, if you know anybody child or adult who can use help with literacy, numeracy, neurodivergence, and health things, Olive does fantastic work. Olive.
Well, having been a lifelong friend of art, it seems to me,
yeah.
I had the most extraordinary experience in that group session just before the break, which I have never experienced before. So I thought it might be worth sharing.
Please, yeah.
I've had pains for years and years, and I was thinking about that, and my two amazing colleagues, I don't know what they did, I actually grew taller in the chair, and then from the waist down I was shaking.
Wow.
I'd been standing up and had fallen over. But look, the long and the short of it is, when I got up, I got almost no aches and pains.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. And whoever Olive's partners were, I hope you're taking that in. and notice again that Olive didn't even say what to work on. She just had the intention, and the M's figure it out. That's fantastic. Every time I've spent a lot of time at Olive's in the UK, so even just seeing the room makes me go, oh, yeah. Anybody, let's see. Thankful, enjoying this. If you back up a little bit, let me just see did I miss anybody else? I think I saw those, yeah. Great. Okay. Check everybody's energy. Oop. Started to get spaced out myself. Ground. Everybody, dissolve your grounding. Let the earth ground you again. Let's bring a little of that Egyptian uncooking energy. After my little maneuver there, some of you know the old cartoon. It was called The Far Side. That was very funny. And one of my favorites of that, a flying saucer's landed in this field. And all these farmers and people are rushing up to see the aliens. And one alien is at the top of the flying saucer, and there's a ladder going down to the ground. And then the other alien has apparently fallen, and he's sprawled out on the ground. And the alien at the top is going, so much for installing in them a sense of awe and wonder. So, is there a group for us to continue to connect with each other after this event is completed? Yeah, the energetic NLP page is good for that. And if people want, I'd be happy to create a Facebook page for people who've been in Daima. We've done that in the past. So let us know if you would like that. Susie, can we do the same techniques you taught us for setting up the space for family? Absolutely. And Nandini brought this up too. You can set energy space for other people too, as long as you don't force it on them. Forcing it on them is a very bad idea and creates resistance, and it's just not right. But what you can do, think of it like if you were having a party or a dinner party. You set the environment so people can have a nice time. You don't force them to have a nice time, but you make it easy. So you can do that with your family, with corporate teams, any groups of people, when you're with friends. So I don't think I've mentioned, for decades I did a lot of work with Fortune 50, 100 companies on leadership and team development. And we were doing this program once, and they'd reorganized this whole group within this company. And we were having a day-long meeting, and there were a number of us consultants because there was a couple hundred people in the group, and we break into small groups, so there need to be a lot of us. But you know, at any one time, you only want one person in the front of the room. So I'm in the back of the room with actually the woman who owned the consulting firm, and we were having a good day, but in the afternoon, people started getting a little grumpy with one another, and the energy really shifted. So I went to Charlotte, the woman who owned the company. I went, yeah, how does it feel in here right now? And she goes, yeah, the energy's gotten really heavy for some reason. And I went, well, tell me how it is in 5 minutes. And all I did, I imagined, I brought gold energy into the wall and ceilings and earth energy in the floor. Remember, it's not my energy, universal energies. And I put a magnet outside the room, and I asked everybody's miraculous selves to just release energy into that magnet that wasn't helpful, that they didn't want in the room. So, I wasn't telling them what to do, but I just had my miraculous self talk to them and go, any energies you don't want are going out of the room. We brought those into the earth to be recycled. And then my miraculous self asked all of the miraculous selves to bring in energies to be helpful. And all of a sudden, people stopped being grumpy. They started collaborating again. Similar to what Nandini talked about where she works. And Charlotte comes up to me and goes, what did you do? I go, I just cleared out the energy. And then we brought in energies of collaboration, creative problem solving, respect. And nothing got forced on anybody. It was just available. So that's the real key. Forcing energy on people, it can backfire in so many horrible ways. And just think, you don't want people to force energy on you. So you don't do it to anybody else either. Can you back up? Now, this is something, in things like the M Club, we go into more detail. But even with what you know at the end of these 3 days, as long as you don't force anything on anybody, you're just bringing in energies that are available if they want them. And a clue, particularly if it's an organizational group. So sometimes I'd work with teams of people that hated each other when we started. But on an inner level, they'd rather get along. no matter how much you might hate each other, in the extreme cases, hate each other, inside, if they're going to be stuck with each other, they'd rather get along. So I would tap into that. But again, not forcing anybody. Kim saying, I had an amazing synchronicity today. Yesterday, I was resonating with a person who wanted to release blocks to having a new partner. I felt so bad and so not open to a partner after the end of a 40-plus years relationship. Being in the M Club has helped with the not open part, but I've had a hard time taking action. So I resonated with the healing yesterday in the coach-a-thon about that. This morning, I was taking the dog to daycare so he can frolic while I'm healing. And I heard 4 songs in a row on the radio about the kind of qualities and love I'd want in a beloved relationship. Oh, I love that when music comes on. It's like a movie soundtrack. You're going, oh, that doesn't happen in real life, except it does when you open to synchronicities. So that's really great, Kim. And just let Linda and the team know. Well, no, you can just put it in like that if you'd like me to create a Facebook group. And we'll do that tonight or tomorrow so that you have that. And I think it's a great idea. What was I going to say? Oh, anything else in here? Okay, so I think you're really going to enjoy this. As human beings, we all want to be loved. Sometimes people get cynical about it or just give up on it, but we all want to be loved. And it's worth working on, love from other people. But even more important than that is divine love, is opening up to divine love. And, universal love, divine love, whatever that means to you. And there's essentially infinite divine universal love. My friend John Friedlander, years ago, we were talking, and he goes, I suddenly realized I have a belief there's only so much infinite love to go around. We started laughing because, we have all these like unconscious beliefs or background beliefs that we don't even notice most of the time. So we're going to do a process now to connect with divine love. And what's going to happen for some of you is it's going to light up all kinds of resistance and programming about, am I worthy? Am I deserving? Maybe I was bad as a child or in another lifetime or yesterday. So there's a secret about divine love that's really important. Divine universal love, wherever you think that comes from, it just loves us. It loves us because it wants to love us. It's not about being worthy or deserving or anything else. It's just love, and it's there and available to us. And all the rules about whether we can have it or not are what we're making up. And the thing is, even let's think of somebody you think is a terrible person. I'd rather they connected with divine love. They're going to be a better person. They're not going to be a worse person. Yeah, unconditional love. Thank you. That's the good term for it. It's divine love. It's unconditional love. And so we're going to do a process to connect you to more and more divine love and to really bring it in to your energy field, into your mind, into your emotions, and into your physical body. Because our physical bodies want to be loved too. Imperfection, I was going to say warts and all. I guess that fits with the body. Imperfections and all. So take a couple easy deep breaths and say hello to our group energy space, that gold ball of energy. And let's put a magnet outside of it in space. Let's ask all of our M's to be a council of M's and just to send energies out of our space that aren't ours and aren't helpful. And we can just let that magnet go into the sun, and the sun will recycle the energies. And then our M's are bringing in energies that will help us open up to divine love and receive it. Now, and this is one of the cases where that eye of God energy is great. So just ask your miraculous self to bring in that eye of God energy in a column in front of you, and just let it be magical. Think of it like the way most of us think of technology, like I've been getting into AI a lot, and it's like, I mean, I know a little bit about how it works, but you know, on another level, or just my computer in general, I don't know how all the little transistors and silicon chips and everything really do the magic, but it works, and I don't worry about that. I just know it does its thing. So just let your miraculous self do its thing and be that unknown, how it works. So there's this eye of God energy in front of you in a column. And ask your miraculous self to start sending symbols out to it that represent anything that would block you from receiving and really feeling divine love, like really receiving it, really allowing it, really luxuriating in it, bathing in it. And as always, that's the blocks to releasing the blocks, the blocks to releasing the blocks, to releasing the blocks. And we don't have to get all of them now, just whatever is easy at the moment. And unless you don't believe this consciously, just affirm to yourself that everybody has the right to connect with, feel, luxuriate in divine love. And that even the people we think are unworthy and deserving, because everybody who connects with it is bringing that into our world. You know, like the most horrible people in the world, if they were connecting with divine love, they would be powerful, positive forces on the planet. And then your heart chakra is in the middle of your chest. It's near your physical heart. And just imagine, pretend right now, give permission for this to happen, that your miraculous self is bringing in this universal divine love, and it's starting to fill your heart chakra and your physical heart. It's just gently and powerfully pouring into your heart chakra and your physical heart. This infinite divine love. It's filling the cells and the chakra and the spaces between the cells and the ventricles in the heart. And just imagine now your heart is starting to glow. Both your heart chakra and your physical heart are starting to glow as they're absorbing this universal love. And as more and more love comes in, a cocoon of love is forming around your heart chakra and your physical heart. And this cocoon of love is this universal love. So it's in your heart chakra and in your physical heart now, and it's surrounding it in this wonderful cocoon of love. And just pretend that's happening. Pretend you can feel it. Pretend you're accepting it. If you prefer the word imagine, imagine you're feeling it, accepting it. And as more and more love comes in, it's starting to go into your bloodstream. So as your blood is moving through your heart, every beat of your heart is sending love through your bloodstream. So along with carrying oxygen, the cells in your blood are now carrying love. And the liquid itself of your blood is now carrying love. And as more and more love comes in, your blood is carrying it to every cell in your body. So every cell in your body is being filled with divine love. The DNA, the mitochondria, the liquid in the cell, every component of the cell is being infused with divine love. Easy, deep breaths, no effort. And all your cells now are starting to glow with love. And the various organs in your body are all now glowing with love. Your lungs and respiratory system are glowing with love. Your brain, your nervous system are glowing with love. Your muscles, tendons, ligaments, bones, joints are all glowing with love. Your heart and circulatory system is glowing with love. Easy deep breaths. Your digestive and elimination systems are glowing with love. Your glands are glowing with love. Your immune system is glowing with love. Your lymph system is glowing with love. Your eyes, your ears are glowing with love. Your teeth and your gums are glowing with love. All the internal organs are glowing with love. Your kidneys and liver and pancreas and gallbladder and sexual organs. And as more and more love comes into your body, it's starting to ooze out of your body. So your body and energy field are filled with love, and the love is starting to ooze out of you, so that you're creating a second cocoon of love going around you and your energy field. So you have that first cocoon of love, nurturing, healing, and protecting your heart, your physical heart and your heart chakra. The second cocoon of love is nurturing and healing your entire body and energy field. As more love comes in, a third cocoon of love is going out, and it's encompassing you and everybody you care about. And then a fourth cocoon of love is encompassing you, but it's encompassing the entire planet and all life on the planet. So you have your individual cocoon of love around your heart, an individual cocoon of love around your body and energy field, a cocoon of love that connects you with everybody you care about, and a cocoon of love that connects you to the earth and all life on the planet. And if you want to, set your intention that every night when you're sleeping, at least part of the time when you're sleeping, your miraculous self will start filling you with divine love, filling your heart and your blood, creating a creating a cocoon of love around your heart, a cocoon of love around you, a cocoon of love around you and everybody you care about, and a cocoon of love around you and all life on the planet and the planet itself. So that every night while you're sleeping, part of the time this can automatically happen, so that when you sleep, it's deeply, deeply healing, nurturing, relaxing, revitalizing. And that can happen easily, naturally, while you sleep soundly, deeply, and wake up really feeling refreshed. So if you want this, just set your intention and give 100% permission for your miraculous self and your unconscious mind to do that tonight and every night while you're sleeping. Dissolve your grounding and let the earth give you new grounding that's set at really allowing, experiencing, and having divine love. It's part of the foundation of your being. So in the energetic NLP, you want to have spiritual joy as part of the foundation of your being. You also want to have divine love as part of the foundation for your life and your being. Okay, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and lightly move and stretch. Stomp your feet, pat your body. Let's bring in lots of sparkling energy. Wake up, you sleepyheads. I can keep singing if you force me to. Come and move, stretch. I don't think if I explained that there's a concept where when you go deep in meditation practices and then you come back up and then you go deep again and you come back up, it's called fractionation. I don't know why. But what happens is you keep going deeper when you do that. So the going deep, coming back, actually, it's like developing a muscle and ability to really go into very deep states. So before we do our next thing, if there's anybody who wants to share their experience, either raising their hand or put it in the chat, or if there's any questions. I really felt the depth of that theta brain wave. Yeah. Felt like I was resting in cotton candy. Wow, what a gift to do this and to be able to do this in the future and teach others. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Very beautiful experience. Oh, really felt connected to my late mom. That's beautiful. That was amazing. Me too, very deep and calming. Big heart. My heart resisted at first, and then did it open up? Because, again, we have lots of programming. Oh, we can't just open to love. A fractionation, I believe, in answer to the question. Powerful and peaceful. I felt so loved. That was really beautiful. Nice to think we're doing something for the earth. Fabulous. Lots of eye-watering and feeling really zoned and chilled. Loved it, felt really powerful. So delightful to feel deeply the universal divine love and cocoon it and bring it out to all. Deep, no memory of the process. That's a great response. I saw a different color for each cocoon. Oh, interesting. That makes sense. I felt a big block leave my heart, feel grateful and loved. It was curious that in the cocoon of people I care about came up a person I can't stand. Yeah, that is interesting. You might want to meditate on what that's about. I think it's a good thing. Sometimes we can be there's a good chance anybody that we have a negative response to, good chance we have karma with that person. Very powerful. Saw a beautiful green orb with a butterfly inside it. Ooh, nice image. Had to make sure it went through to my back body. Really love this one. Do you mind resharing the steps of the process? No, I would be happy to. And I'm not sure if it's in the manual, but I can next week. If not, I can add it. I forget if it's in there. Don't think it is. I'll reshare them in a moment. I too brought in everybody in my cocoon that I love, including those I haven't seen in years. That's great. So the process is really, really simple. As always, it's intention, permission for miraculous self to be in charge, and then imagining it's happening. So first you imagine that this universal divine love, that your miraculous self is just channeling it into your heart. And then as it gets more and more filling your heart, it creates a cocoon of love around your heart. So that's the first cocoon. And then as your blood is going through your heart, as more and more universal love, divine love comes in, your blood starts spreading it to every cell in your body. So your cells, your organs, everything is filling up with love and glowing with love. And you can think of, if you want, the individual body systems and organs if you want, or just imagine it happening. As more and more love comes in, it starts kind of oozing out of you. And then that becomes a second cocoon of love. So the first cocoon of love is around your heart, nurturing, healing, taking care of your heart. The second cocoon of love is around your entire body and energy field, nurturing, healing, loving your entire body and energy field. The third cocoon of love encompasses you and everybody you care about. And they don't even necessarily have to care about you, but you and everybody you care about. And then the fourth and last cocoon of love has the entire planet in it. So all life on the planet and the planet itself is a consciousness. The cocoons were like big hugs around my heart, me, caring people, and the world. And I could hear children's laughing. Amazing. Oh, that's very cool. I saw 333 on the clock when I looked next after the meditation, which I just looked up, and it means acceptance and self-love. No kidding. Ooh, that gives me a chill. Ooh, I'll read that one again. I saw 333 on the clock when I looked next after the meditation, which I just looked up means acceptance and self-love. I love that. Beautiful. Thanks for resharing. You're very welcome. And the last part of the suggestion is that your miraculous self and your unconscious mind can do this when you sleep at night. Not necessarily all night, but at least part of the time when you're sleeping. And that's something you might make a note to every now and then just remind your miraculous self to do that. And at some point it'll get really wired in. It might already be wired in, but if you keep reminding and giving permission, it will. I imagine all of myself smiling as the divine love spread from my heart. It was really nice. Fantastic. It makes me think of Susie Smith is a really good NLP trainer. And she has this funny little song. There's something like, every little cell is happy and healthy. I mean, it's just kind of a dumb little song, but it's infectious. You know, it gets to you. Joe's saying Susie rocks. So she's a terrific person. She's one of the people that I highly recommend for learning NLP itself. Stan's saying, yay, I love that song and sing it all the time. That's great. We'll have to have you record it for the group. I couldn't help but smile automatically. Okay, so you should all be in a good place now. We're going to send you back to breakout rooms. This time you're going to be in pairs. Ooh. And again, just have fun with it. The more you have fun with it, the more powerful it will be. Many years ago, my friend John Friedlander, I was very serious about healing people. And one time he went, you don't get it, Art. And I went, what? And he goes, the only reason to heal people is because it's fun. And I went, what? And he goes, the only reason to heal people is because it's fun. If you're not having fun, don't do it. And I was going, but, you know, no, but it's important and I have to save the world. You know, he goes, no, because the only reason to do it is because it's fun. And if you let it be, it's fun. And the other thing is, whenever you're working with somebody else, if you do remember you do the Eye of God process and the magnets, so it's always healing for you too. It will always activate things in you that you can then clear, heal, and you get in a resonance with the person. So like in traditional therapy, you're not supposed to be thinking of yourself, just the other person. Here, it is a dance, and the more they shift, the more you can shift. The more you shift, the more they can shift. So it's not only okay, it's a great thing that you have in mind that both of you are getting transformation, healing, whatever word you want to. You know, I just use the word healing because we all have a sense of what it means. So you're going to get in pairs. You'll have 7 minutes each. So you'll send energy for 5 minutes. You'll chat for 2 minutes. And again, don't tell the person what it is that you want them to work on so that they can't get into it all consciously. Tomorrow we'll start playing around with it, being conscious of it too. But for right now, just go, okay, I know what I want you to work on, and then give permission. So if you're the one receiving, give permission to receive it, keeping your miraculous self in charge, of course. They'll send you energy, you'll chat a little bit, and then you'll switch. And I want you to do this in pairs because it will force some of you to realize you can do it. And again, I didn't say that very well. Let me re-say that. It'll give you the opportunity to just see what happens. And I'll remind you, they may or may not notice it. I mean, I do healings on people sometimes that in my mind I'm going, that was an incredible healing. And sometimes the person is like, wow. And other times like, yeah, you know, I guess I feel a little better, you know. So, I mean, you know, when it's more fun when they notice it, but it isn't necessarily any more effective. It's just more fun, invalidating for us, pushing people into the pool. I had this neat little video of, I got it on YouTube. There's some kind of duck, wood ducks or something, and they make their nest, it's like 60 feet in the air, you know, and when the little ducklings and when it's time to introduce them to the water, you know, they get pushed out of the nest, and they can't fly yet, and they just kind of fluff down to the ground, and they're fine, they don't get hurt. But it's fun to watch because the mother just keeps, if they don't jump out on their own, she just, you know, here you go, dear. And Kathy's saying the outcome is none of my business, which is a really good attitude. Remembering that Ram Dass quote, you offer what you have to offer, you offer it with love, you let go of it having to work, remind yourself you're not God and you don't know what's supposed to happen. And we'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow. There's a concept called inflicting a healing. And sometimes, you know, you do not have permission to send them a healing. And we'll talk about how to do that. Now, today you will, because you're all here. So what you're doing in pairs is, you know, one of you will be receiving. The person who's receiving will go, okay, I know what I want help with, but you don't tell them. And it can be physical, it can be mental, emotional, it can be getting clarity about a new career, it can be anything. And then the other person, you imagine your M and their M are connecting, and their M is telling your M what it wants. You hold up your hands and you imagine both those healing consciousnesses from yesterday, but also you imagine those little crystals in your hand are being activated by your miraculous self. So whatever energies the miraculous selves want, those are getting activated in your hand, and those crystals act like little portals. I may not have explained that clearly before. So these universal energies come through them to the other person. So they're like little energy crystals, but they bring in the universal or earth energy and send it to the other person. And then after 5 minutes, I'm sorry, you know, set a timer. Then the two of you can chat, and if they want to, they can tell you what you were working on. They don't have to if they don't want to, but just chat. And then you'll switch for another 7 minutes and do the same thing. So somebody in there 5 minutes, 2 minutes feedback, and you do it in pairs. Okay, let's do it. This is easy, this is fun. And realize we may have to move people around in the breakout rooms. If you don't want to be in a breakout room, message a team right now and let them know. I hope you will want to, because a lot of the benefit you get out of these 3 days is by the giving and receiving. But, you know, it's up to you, of course. Okay, we'll do this is easy, this is fun. Are you ready? You loose? This is easy. This is fun. Ooh, everyone's doing it. Yay! All right. Raleigh, magically put them in rooms.
For how long?
It'll be total of 14 minutes. And again, it may take a minute. We'll make it 15 minutes because it may take a minute to get everybody sorted. Be sure to tell it yes when it pops up on your screen. Well, welcome back. And I'd love to, in the chat, but also if anybody wants to raise their hand, I'd love to hear how that was. Particularly if you're new to all this, or if you were working with somebody that was new to all this, just love to hear how that went for you. Julie.
Kat just did an amazing clearing for me, where I was working on, you know, the excellent advice you gave me yesterday about with my mother, with forgiveness and understanding and letting go, not only of her expectations for me, but of mine for her. And all of this emotional stuff started coming up from, you know, like when I was a teenager. And it's sort of
Wow.
like, it was awesome because it was sort of like, yeah, this is what I want to let go of. So, you know, and as Kat said, you know, in order to let go of it, you have to have it. So it's kind of like, cool. That was, and I feel much softer.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, Kat's very talented. Good work, Kat. Very good. And thanks for sharing that, Julie. Anybody else? Oh, Kathy, yeah.
I didn't know I was going in there, but that's good. Well, it was kind of like musical chairs, and you know, a guy popped in, and then all of a sudden he was gone, and Joan was there, and we started working on Joan, and at the timer, then Sia arrived, and so we didn't get a chance to do everybody, but I asked for help with resistance, and it was amazing because I felt such strong energy in my hands, then it went to my heart, then my head and my feet, and it was just beautiful.
Oh, fantastic.
Just absolutely beautiful.
And thanks for, you know, again, you know, Zoom is amazing technology, but these things happen, people popping in and out. And I love that you guys just rolled with it and you still had amazing energy, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's wonderful, even if you just meet somebody for 2 seconds.
Yeah. That's great.
But thank you.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Pamela. I love your background, by the way.
I'm getting to the unmute. I was with Nikki, and we're both newbies. We actually both only came into your sphere like in the last month, week to month. Me and Nikki, we both released some strong energies, like some strong blocks. It was really interesting. At first, we worked on me first, and our energies like didn't know how to interact with each other. And she was really strong. Like she had a very fierce energy, which is you know, good, but it was like my system reacted a little bit defensively at first, and then it was like once we got the little dance together, it like was very powerful. And I think like when we got to her turn, my energy was a little bit more used to how hers felt, so it was like it went just right in. And I think like 3 minutes in, I felt something release, and then it was just really nice and calm.
Oh,
for the last
fantastic.
couple minutes. It was really cool.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and sometimes I'm glad you brought it up. It takes a little bit for your M's to work it out, and then that's great. And then you can scroll back. Let me see what people said. Okay. Feeling lighter. Oh, great. Mary.
Hi. One of the things you had offered, I guess, out there, one of the points was the past and the future. It came up in the chat. So I added that when I was sending and asking the Miraculous Self to send past and future energy and removing blocks with Kim. And so I was using a few NLP timeline things with it, which brings me to another question. And I love this art, and that's why I keep coming back to some of these as I go. And I'm obviously, like you and a lot of others, going on to other things too and mixing things with it. But how do you see NLP at this point as a part of this? I know you're using the hypnotic language and using the NLP language, and I love it. I won't tell them how, but I observe it and appreciate it and accept it. But can you share any of that with us?
Just a little bit. So for one thing, like in the M Club, we start doing NLP techniques energetically. So some of them we do in a pure NLP way. Others we do energetically or some mixture of both. So I can give you an example for everybody. So in NLP, there's something called parts work. And it's dealing with different parts of the personality, the unconscious mind. And the reason they call it parts work is, you know, people are all the time going, well, part of me wants this and part of me wants that, you know, with these internal conflicts. Well, in NLP, they have these powerful techniques where you kind of negotiate and work with the different parts. The only problem is a lot of times those parts are running a lot of energy that's not your energy. So when you do it like in the M Club, you would drain out the energy that isn't yours, fill it up with your authentic energy, then do the parts work. And it makes it very, very different. For one thing, some of the parts go away. Some of them, turns out, aren't even you. Other parts, the parts that are you, they change radically. Radically is not a great word, but they change profoundly before you even start working them together. Because in typical NLP, you're often bringing together parts of the person, but a lot of it's inauthentic. And it still improves their lives, but when you drain the energies out that aren't theirs, it goes to a whole different level.